Hello everyone. That's the sound of a rushing creek. If you can believe it, I'm doing another backpacking reading vlog. Because that's my life right now. Is I just go backpacking on the weekends or do really big hikes. So I will update you all shortly. It's very rainy and wet. Okay, you might be asking, Ranger Julie, where are we headed today? Well, today we are in Olympic National Park hiking to the Enchanted Valley. Very cool name, and I think the name does the space justice. And yeah, I'm very soggy. And learning that my rain jacket isn't waterproof, even though it said that it was, so we'll see how long I last. I'll check back soon. Hello. I didn't film much. I made it to camp, but I didn't film much because, look at this. It's just been raining all day. So, anyhow, I made it to camp. I'm in dry clothes now. My hair is still a little wet, but it's 5 o'clock. And hopefully it stops raining at some point. There's not really much to do. It rains and you're backpacking. So anyway, I'm just gonna start. I'm laying down because I'm tired. So that's the view y'all are getting. Fully from above. I'm gonna start. The word for woman is wilderness. Somebody on the internet, I'm really sorry, I don't remember who you are, but you gave me this recommendation and I'm really excited to read it. It's basically like the mountain man, a feminist retelling of like the mountain man trope. So excited. I'll let you know how it is. Okay. Bye. I know I said I was going to read, but I fell asleep instead. And it's still raining. It's about 6 o'clock-ish. And this is what it looks like when you're trying to dry stuff out when there's nowhere dry but your tent. It's called Laundry Day. Me attempting to dry things, hopefully by the morning. Man, this is good practice for inclement weather when backpacking. Okay, dinner is broccoli and mac and cheese. How amazing. It's still raining. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my morning face. All natural, baby. All natural. It's still raining. Things did not dry with my laundry technique in the tent. That is still very wet. You may be asking, Julie, why are you doing this? Why would you do this? Is this fun? Right now, this is the part of backpacking that's maybe not fun. However, I am doing this trip specifically because I'm doing, I've said this before, I'm doing the John Muir Trail in July. So I really needed time to do a 2-night long backpack to prepare. This was the weekend I could do it because I had the Monday off with work, and I can't help that the weather just didn't cooperate. So that is why I'm out here. Do I want to hike out today? Yes, I do. Am I going to do it? No, because I have 6 more miles to go today. And I'm going to camp in Enchanted Valley. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be worth it. When I get there, it's going to be great. But right now it doesn't feel that way. It's going to be fine. And then tomorrow I hike out all 13 miles. Yeehaw. Anyway, I have my coffee, and I'm making my breakfast. And yes, I did read a teensy tiny bit of The Word for Women is Wilderness last night. And this is kind of like a retelling of Into the Wild, a little bit. And I'm really loving it so far. It's about a young girl from the UK who wants to go do a Christopher McCandless thing in Alaska, and I think she's 19-ish, and I'm really connecting with it because when I was 19, that movie really, that's when I saw that movie for the first time and read the book, and then I ended up going to Alaska because I loved it so much. Nothing survivalist in any way, shape, or form going to Alaska, but just went to Alaska because I wanted to. Anyway, very cool. It's written in a very unique form because on her journey, she's doing like a documentary film, and it's cool because she's trying to slowly get to Alaska. So she spent some time in Iceland, now she's in Greenland, and then she's gonna go through Canada and then to Alaska. So far this is a very, very cool book, and I'm into it. Okay, I'm gonna eat breakfast now. Bye. Okay guys, sorry if you don't like slugs, but hi baby. Oh my god. Somehow this little guy got on my tent. What are you doing on my tent, little banana slug? You're an alien creature with like little antenna features. Oh my gosh. I will have to move you when I break down camp, but it'll be gentle. Bye, sweetie. Hello all. I am hiking on to the valley today. Did I want to turn around this morning? Yes. Did I? I did not. So proud of myself that I'm just still going. So if you're curious why, it's extra difficult. The majority of the trail is just muddy slush. So you have to constantly be hiking around it because it's so thick, it's like quicksand. So that makes it extra difficult. But it's just gorgeous out here. I'm just in this old growth of spruce and cedar, and it's just magical. So makes it worth it. Just casual. Hello. I made it to my final campsite. It is drier today, but cold because the wind picked up. So even though it's like past 4, I made myself coffee because I just need to stay warm, need a hot beverage. Yeah, so there was a bear, probably like, it got probably up to like 5 yards away from my tent. This is my tent.
I think that guy
This is a bear.
Jacket is a ranger right there.
But apparently where I'm camping, the bears are really used to humans, and so they're not really afraid of them, but they're also not into human food, so they don't really care about humans. It's kind of best case scenario with bears. So it was spooky, but also kind of cool because I've never seen a bear in the wild up close. I've actually never really seen a bear. That's not true, but this is one of the few times I've seen a bear in the wild. I've seen bears like in Lake Tahoe in residential neighborhoods, but it's like not the same when you're like backpacking and you have nowhere to escape to. So this is my first time seeing a bear while backpacking. So this trip is just getting me ready for so many things. The rain, seeing bears, being cold. Anyway, I'm gonna read a little bit more of this. I will say, as I started it yesterday, it feels a little, I don't know. I'm not sure the tone of it. The tone definitely feels like tongue-in-cheek, and also like it is written by a 19-year-old, which I think is the author's intention. So, but if you don't really like see it that way, it might come off as like, what is this writing sort of thing. So we'll see. I'm really, honestly, this is going to be a pathetic reading vlog because I haven't been able to get much reading done. It's kind of hard to read sometimes when you're cold because I literally, sometimes the only thing I can do is get my sleeping bag and put it over my face. That's how cold I was earlier, but then I got up and moved around, tried to warm my body up, and then I made myself a hot beverage. So hopefully I can actually like sit and besides just like hide in my sleeping bag. Oh, this trip so far has been incredible though, despite all the, extra things that come with backpacking. The scenery is just gorgeous. I feel like I am in Lord of the Rings 1000%. I'm in Rivendell right now. I mean, we saw the waterfalls just cascading down the mountains, like so cool. Yeah, I'm really excited I got to do this. So I'm gonna read a little bit more, and I'll let you know, and I'll check back in soon. Okay, I hope everyone loves these updates from my tent, because that's where I live. So cool. All right. I'll talk to you all later. I still can't believe that bear. I literally like yelled at it and like banged my hiking poles together, and it just looked up at me and went like, what? And then looked back down, and I was like, okay. Cool, just as long as you're cool, I'm cool. Just, I respect your space, respect mine. Yeah, so I'll report back if I see any more bears. Okay, bye. Also, I just found a way to prop myself up with my backpacking backpack and my pad. So I'm living in utter luxury with this reclined position. Backpacking really makes you think certain things are very luxurious when they're definitely not. y'all even believe this view behind me? That was all covered in clouds yesterday, so I am just freaking out. Unfortunately, I'm leaving, but I got some nice time to view it this morning, but holy cow. Amazing. Hello, everybody. I thought I would just check in, kind of wrap up this vlog. As you know, I did my backpacking trip last weekend. It's now later in the week. I am home, I am showered, I am dry and clean. But it was such a great, wonderful weekend, and I'm so glad that I did it and I pushed through, and I feel more resilient and even more ready to do the long 3-week hiking trail that I will be doing this July. And to update you on the book I was reading, since this is a reading vlog, right? Sort of, barely. I'm still reading this. Again, my reading has really slowed down this past month because I've just been very busy, just a lot of stuff going on, and so the time for reading, just there hasn't been a lot of time for it. So I am more than halfway done. And in this book, our main character has made it to Alaska, and she encountered a lot of things in Canada, a lot of challenges. I really think the author is using so many different parts of this journey to kind of make statements on different narratives within the kind of go out into the woods, mountain man, find yourself movement or genre. She in the last portion I read, she has quite a few interactions with Indigenous people in Canada that you know, kind of show the main character's ignorance, which it's cool how the author did it, because they're really staying true to who this character is as a 19-year-old. And I really appreciate that. They're, you know, really not, you can tell they're kind of at that level of maturity, but like, not in like a bad way. It just like is, they really are figuring a lot of stuff out. And it's also just like so vindicating to read, because there are a lot of instances in this book where she talks about the idea, I think it's that Sylvia Plath quote that is like, I just want to sleep in a field and sit at a bar by myself. These things that as women are taken from us because of the violence of misogyny and patriarchy. And so she explores that a lot throughout this book. That's what I kind of would say is the underlying theme, is how can a woman sit in a bar by herself, sleep in a field, with the true equality that men can. And so far so good. I think there is a little bit, and I think it's tongue-in-cheek, and I'm interested to see how it's going to reveal itself, but there is a little bit of like, why is doing what men do mean liberation for women? And I think she has already kind of critiqued that, but by now she's like in Alaska doing the mountain man thing in the cabin with no electricity, you know, like shooting rabbits to eat food. And I'm just curious if there's gonna be some more thoughts on that. And also she said she brought enough dehydrated food for 5 weeks, and I'm kind of like, okay, what did you bring for 5 weeks of food? That's like a lot of food. And how did you carry that all in one pack? As someone who is doing a longer trip this summer, I'm like, explain how you did that. I mean, I know there's ways, but I'm just like, interesting. So anyway, it's so far so good. I really enjoy reading it. I recommend it to people. It's published by $2 Radio. Is that the... Yeah. And they do a lot of cool, I think they did Billy Ray Belcourt's
book that I read earlier this year, and they just always have a cool copyright page, which I really like. And I've feel like a lot of their publications I've wanted to read. So anyway, I know I'm not done, but I still think this is a good book to check out, especially if you're into like more women's perspective on like the outdoor narrative. It's really well done. So anyway, that's all I have for you. Sorry I've been slow. Didn't even do an April wrap up. I'll probably do like an April-May mashup wrap up, but maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll see. They're not my favorite to film. I don't really like just sitting and talking in front of the camera for a long amount of time, and I feel like you don't either. Do you like that? I don't know what y'all like. Let me know. Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed this. There will be more to come like this because this is what I will be doing with my summer for the most part. So, okay. Happy reading, y'all.